How's it going, DJBooth.net? This is DJ Blaze, and I'm here in the lab to give you guys a full in-depth video review of the new Traktor Kontrol S2 digital DJ controller with full MIDI capabilities. Okay everyone, so here it is, the Native Instruments Traktor Kontrol S2 digital DJ controller. And this is the 2-channel, 2-deck version of the very successful Native Instruments Traktor Kontrol S4, which was released earlier this year, and which we also have full video reviews on as well. What you're looking at right now is the actual deck saver, which is the polycarbonate hardcover that is offered for various different pieces of DJ equipment. And here you can see they already have one out and available for the Traktor Kontrol S2. And this is what we use to actually protect our gear from dirt, debris, dust, smoke, and anything else that can actually harm the unit. These are available at mixwear.net, so go check them out if you guys need some covers or cases for various types of DJ equipment. So basically what we have here is the Traktor Kontrol S2, and for the first impressions we're going to just run it down by construction and build quality. It's a mostly plastic unit. It's a lot like the Traktor Kontrol S4 and the Traktor products in general. This is a 80-90% plastic construction with a few metal plates here on the front of the unit. I kind of wish they had a little bit more metal and it was a little bit more of a solid controller, but I've used the S4 for over a year now. Didn't have any issues with it, any issues with construction, and everything in the build quality holds up just nicely. Just as nice as advertised, and all the buttons, knobs, everything is still perfectly in sync. And I believe that the Traktor Kontrol S2, since they're made up of basically the same components, will also last you for a while there. The setup was fairly easy. All we had to do was plug your headphones into the front for monitoring. You'll plug your RCA or 1/4-inch speaker connections in the back, along with the power cable and the USB connection found in the top left corner. You put in the actual Traktor Pro 2 software. This, by the way, comes with a full edition of Traktor Pro 2. That way you don't have to actually upgrade anything. You have all your features and everything that you need to DJ right out of the box. So you put the CD in, you run it, run the drivers if you're using Windows system, and then after you run the drivers, you'll also run the Traktor Pro 2 software, and you'll be ready to go. Okay, now we'll move to the inputs and outputs, and we'll start with the front. On the front, you'll notice the only input we have here is a headphone 1/4-inch input. There is no mini or 1/8-inch input, so you'll have to have that 1/4-inch adapter if that's all you got. There's a Q volume, Q mix knob section up here, just like the Traktor Kontrol S4. Turn it around the back, and we have the microphone 1/4-inch input with a gain knob. There's also a main and booth level knob here, along with your main 1/4-inch and RCA outputs as well. There's a USB and a 9-volt DC adapter input as well. So you'll notice there is a lack of any additional inputs at all besides a microphone and a headphone on this unit. So that's pretty bad, especially for people who are out there that need to perform, need to go to gigs. There's no way to plug in a backup type MP3 player, iPod, or any type of backup system just in case your computer goes down. So that's one of my minor gripes with the unit, but it's very important to point out for people who are thinking about using this system for mobile DJ purposes. Next up, we'll talk about the actual mixing console. And when we're referring to the mixing console, we are referring to the middle portion of the digital DJ controller. And basically what we have here are alpha style faders, just like in the Traktor Kontrol S4. The fader is good enough to pull off most of your scratching. This has a pretty small cut-in distance of about 1 to 1.5 millimeters, so you'll be able to do all your crab scratches, all of your very fast scratches. And you will be able to replace this fader just as with the S4 with an NO bender fader, which has just came out in the market. And you're not really allowed to open up the unit. Once you open it up, you void your warranty, but you can go in there and replace the fader if you really desire to do so. You also have your slightly longer with slightly more resistance to them, the line faders for each of your decks. You have a low, mid, and high EQ, all adjusted on the actual control here, will also appear in the actual software itself. Everything here is actually MIDI mappable. Every single jog wheel, button, and knob can be mapped individually exactly how you like it within any DJ software of your choice. So moving right along to the mixing portion, you'll see we have a level A and B LED line here so that you can see exactly at a glance where your level is in the volume section. We have a oversized browse knob that will navigate you through Traktor. You can load deck A or load deck B with the actual track that you have highlighted. We have a gain knob for each of your 2 decks, and there's also a main control volume knob here at the top. There's FX1 and FX2 illuminated buttons, which lets you know whether you have the FX Bank 1 or FX Bank 2 activated. And this will activate FX Banks 1 and 2 on the first deck, and this will activate FX 1 and 2 on the second deck. Also here you'll see in the middle we have a samples section, and in here you actually have the ability to use the 4 sample cues per each deck. So each deck is actually a deck in itself, along with another deck on top of that, which will play your actual samples. So you have essentially 2 full decks here, along with 2 full sample decks, giving you 8 sample banks in total to do whatever you like. So here on the actual deck itself, you'll notice that we have the same jog wheels that we've had on the Traktor Kontrol S4. Very good jog wheels, very good for mixing, very good for scratching as well. They are a pressure top plate here, so whenever you press it, you're activating your scratch. And no matter what you do, you have great resolution with these jog wheels. You won't skip, you won't miss any beats. Everything you do will actually exhibit itself within the jog wheel. The sides are used for your speeding up and slowing down of the mix. And each deck also has your normal play, cue, sync, and shift buttons over here, along with the tempo sliders for each deck in order to change the actual speed of the track that you're playing. Also with the deck we have a very expansive effects section. As we said earlier, you're getting Traktor Pro 2, and in the Pro software you get 32 effects to choose from. You'll be able to use up to 6 effects at a time, which means each FX bank has a total of 3 effects. Right now I have delay, gator, and beat masher already selected, so we'll show you a quick demo how that works.
Immediately start house getting product, chance. I was thinking about buying you some clothes, but talk was close. What do you know? They didn't carry a size 8. Oh, this is like a motherfucking diarrhea.
So as you can see, the effects work very easy. You just set your effects within the software and press the button and use the knob to determine how wet and dry your effect will be. Alright, from the effects section we'll move on to the cue points, the samples, and the loop. And this section is very similar to the Traktor Kontrol S4 once again. And here we have 4 sample banks per deck, and we also have 4 cue points per deck. So we'll show you how that works really quick.
Me, yellow with a gangster boot came in. Chance, I was thinking about buying you some clothes, but
those are some preset cue points.
You ain't got the
And to get rid of the actual cue, you just press shift and you delete it. In order to set another cue point, you just press the button where you want it.
Can't shit without voice, act like an asshole. Wanna pull it back like an asshole. Wanna pull it back like an an asshole, like an asshole, like an asshole, like an asshole, like an asshole. When I pull up at the White Castle when I ask for an apple.
That's the cue points. Next up, we'll show you the loop section. And the loop section is very nice here on the Traktor Kontrol S2. You press your loop in, your loop out, and you press your size button here in order to grow the loop, shrink the loop, or exit the loop.
Do it back in the bass until the pitch I'm a rapper, then I rapper, the pitch I'm a rapper, then I rapper, the pitch I'm a rapper, then I rapper, in the head with a whopper, then I walk on beat.
Next up, we have the actual sample decks. Sample decks are a little bit tricky here because remember, you have an extra sample bank section up here. So when you want to activate your samples, you actually have to press A to activate your samples on deck A, or press B in order to have your sample activated on deck B. So you could be playing your song along, and we'll capture the sample, and then we'll play the sample back.
Okay, you expect me to be bravo, bitch, you better pop in a CD and me immediately start okay, nada, product, nada. Chance I was thinking about buying you some clothes, but talk explosion.
And that's the sample playing back there. And in order to delete your sample, you press shift and the sample bank that the actual sample is located on, and you will then delete the sample that you created. So basically, in conclusion, the Traktor Kontrol S2 is a great all-around controller. It's an excellent 2-channel, 2-deck controller, plus it also gives you the ability to change to sample banks. And this is also a full MIDI controller, meaning every button, every knob, every fader, every jog wheel can be fully MIDI mappable to any type of function that you would like within the software of your choice. So this is not just a closed system just because you don't see a lot of input options on there, because you can actually plug this into any other DJ setup that you already have that is a digital setup, and you can use these functions to control different things that you would like to have happen while you're playing your normal setup. So you can set these to be your cue points along with your normal system. You can also set these to control your actual effects, almost like an oversized X2 with jog wheel control. So there's a lot of versatility here in the Traktor Kontrol S2. Along the same lines, I'm also going to recommend this setup to any beginner DJs or DJs who want to hit the ground running right out of the box, because you're going to get your full DJ software here. You're going to get a good set of jog wheels. You're getting a good set of faders in order to scratch, mix, and do it basically whatever you need to do within the realm of DJing. You have a bunch of effects to choose from. You have loops, you have cues, there's sample decks, and there's a lot more going on here than you'll probably be able to even get into if you're just a beginner, but the pros will also feel at home here because of the versatility and the customization of the MIDI mapping that you're able to do. Another reason we also are going to recommend this to beginner DJs and also people who may or may not want to get into DJing is because it's pretty simple compared to the other 4-deck controllers that you guys see out there on the market. A lot of beginners don't really take kindly to having a lot of overwhelming controls here, and as you can see, this controller is a little more beginner friendly because there's a lot less going on, a lot less controls to worry about, and it's more streamlined, and it has those basic and core functions that most DJs will need today. The price that this is coming in at is about $600, but when you take into account that you're getting a Traktor Pro 2 software along with a great controller with a good reputable name in the industry, the price is very reasonable. So to check out the full written review, go on over to www.djbooth.net/DJS for DJs to see more review videos similar to this one. Check me out at the username youtube.com/RealDJBlaze, and you guys can also follow me on Twitter at DJBlaze_DJBooth. Thanks for watching.